Hello, Sep G back with EU4 Anbennar. Today we are continuing on with the Vanrahar campaign. Currently, we are sort of just building up at the moment, waiting for some things to happen, finish more of the mission tree. As part of that, we will be protecting trade in the Gulf of Rahen with our ships. 17%. Yep, we will take that extra money. Alright, we also do want to move our trade capital probably down to, what's it called? The Rahen coast at some point. Alright. And as for this, we will do aristocratic court, because royal decree does not really do anything for us right now. Alright. Excellent. Alright. We can do that. We'll come here and relations. Assume Semfrong has lost a bunch of provinces. They have. A little bit over governing capacity. Culture conversions are going very well. Alright, where are we converting right now? Right here. Okay. Enforce religious unity down. We'll take Tech 10. We'll probably actually take quality just to kind of max out our infantry power. Cities demand all rights. Let me go with that. We still need more regimental camps. Alright. Then we can go protect trade in the Gulf of Rahen. We would actually like... yeah, shackle ships. And then we will take more score cost versus other religions. Because when we fight the command, we would really like to make it hurt. And we want extra discipline, would be excellent. What level advisor do we have? This guy's only 30, we can upgrade him. Seems like a good idea. Okay. And as for these guys, do that. For secure the coast, we just need all of Abubia. Trade efficiency. We can build another army. Yeah, these guys can actually drill for a while. End of philosophical turmoil. Alright. Excellent. We do want our third army. Tech-wise, we are equal. Actually rather have the advisor cost. Now, they have sure created a lot of hobgoblins. You got all 3 flavors, sorry, all 6 flavors of command hobgoblins. Alright, and these guys can come in down south. In terms of enemies, yeah, they have better discipline than we do. They have better morale, better siege ability, equal professionalism, sort of. Page turns. A ring of power. Yep. Okay. All of these combat width is 27. Oh, what kind of debuffs do we have? Yeah, I think that's a fine amount of troops. I assume these are Gonkaden. Yeah, they are Gonkaden. Excellent. Alright, head south. And we will, with our 90,000, declare war with the coalition. Alright. We should, as the kids say, absolutely mog them. And we can do invisibility, and then let's do a fear and loathing. Give them something else to deal with. This is all dry lands. I thought this was all deserts for some reason. I mean, a lot of it's dry lands, but... Oh yeah, I think Rahen Raj actually is like the big human formable for the Raj. I don't... It's a little bit funky that they can start as a formable, or start as a revolter tag. But... Alright, that should hopefully be, yep, just goblins. We're gonna lose that battle. Let's see what the casualties are like. Not great. Fuck, they have a... Oh, that's their event spawn, Dragon Hobgoblin General. That's why. Alright. Alright, we are going to spend a little bit of time recovering in our own territory. As for casualties, what are they looking like? They have a ton of manpower. So what I would like to do, kind of like to push the borders back a bit. Yeah, that's definitely something we should do. Try and rebuild Rajnahaga as a force. Sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Alright, that should help us out a lot. So with the extra discipline, morale recovery speed is not something that's really all that valuable in single player. It's a little bit more useful in multiplayer, I think. And then we want that, which will help our economy in several ways. Infantry cost is good because we run mostly infantry armies. That's just planes, but... yeah, good. Right, they are going to attack that. And I am going to build much more regimental camps. This army's been damaged, so I'm actually going to send them back to recover for a little bit. And this army can actually move closer to them. Ooh, that's nice. Right, some good stack wipes. Have them get about a month of reinforcements. Excellent. I'll take that fight. Alright. Okay, so that's one of their command armies. least I think that's one of the command armies. Right. Alright, so we've lost like 90,000, they've lost 100-some thousand. How many have we lost to attrition? Way too many. Alright, we're gonna have to send an army to deal with that. And always drop professionalism to gain more manpower. It's not great if we do that, but would be manpower. Take that. Let's not actually take that fight. Let's just sit right there for the moment. It's bad terrain to fight. New growth. All right. Supply limit like there. We do need to be avoiding as much attrition as possible, so we will actually withdraw some troops. Yep, we will take the innovativeness. unfortunate. Alright, manpower-wise, the command is looking okay. Professionalism-wise, they are looking less okay. This has been an interesting experiment in coalitions against the command. Not successful, but we've learned that we probably won't be able to use a coalition because there's too many nations. Although this will have the lovely benefit of, like, kind of destroying their economy. Alright. So they will take that. We have lost 179,000 in total. They have lost, like, an equal amount to us in terms of casualties just for them. Alright. Did we at least do some devastation to them? Yup. Meanwhile, our lands are totally fine. Okay, we will throw down a few of those. Excellent. Attempt to settle it peacefully. Probably do more summon familiars also. Yeah, we can do that. And then here we can do a little bit of development, actually. We have 6. Don't really know what it's supposed to be highlighting. Currently we have 6, 7, 8. Get one there. Down here. We have regimental camps in this area, so... Should give us a lot of manpower, though. Earth development here, one there, one there, Each turns. It was all for a good cause. Yes. Strong and sturdy, I believe. Okay, so those two should be the final regimental camps we need. And we'll be done and we can take that. And then this will need that. What's that? 25 development. 750 ducats for Vanrahar Academy. And we can pull those off. We declare war on the Deniraj. We grab those 3 provinces from Abuvia. Honestly, we kind of need admin tech. But for the moment, we can do that a few times. And then obviously the provinces we want to full core are going to be these ones. And we can, in fact, portrait for those. Merge just unity down there. Oh, game crashed. Alright, we are back. Hopefully this does not crash again, because that would really suck. Yeah, we'll do tolerance of true faith. That's ill for our nation. That's R. Okay, good. Rigid. Alright, there we are. The restructuring of our society around the martial core of our country means that many old homes have become obsolete. We must build new dwellings for our warriors to reinforce the group mentality and nationalistic zeal. Alright. They have started to unionize the cultures, which really sucks. Can I still end the existence? I could, theoretically. Alright, now we are saving up. Barracks. Barracks. There we are. To do the Vanrahar Military Academy. That will give us some tech cost reduction as well as some other goodies. That, and then What else do we get? Army tradition decay, military tech cost. What's army tradition decay like right now? 5%, that'll take us down to 2.5%, which is half. Alright, the Vanrahar Academy. Our culture is rich in great warriors and experienced generals. But in order to capture all this skill and knowledge, we must build an academy to transfer this knowledge through the generations. The founding of the Vanrahar Academy will allow us to teach the next generation the skills of our most experienced soldiers and officers. Alright, so we get a university in the capital, well, former capital. Most importantly, we get the nice military buffs. Tradition decay is a very nice thing to have. If you get enough of it, then it just kind of means you can sit on 100 tradition for forever and be have obscenely good generals. Alright. There goes our trader. Do that. I was to attack Deniraj, Abuvia, Rajnahaga. Who was that I didn't want to join here? Colin. Yes, that is right. And then we'll just call everyone in. $60. Will we be able to do that? Okay. Favors. Break your alliance with Buvia. Alright, now if I declare war, I can call in Bimlau. Oh, who else wants to join? Kabataleni. Hey, if Rodstedta. Super nice if they joined. They technically do border them after all. Bimlau have... yeah, they have Palesi culture units. I didn't remember if they had switched to Haramari because they chose a Haramari ruler. Hans Praxis, my favorite guys. So we will enforce religious unity there. Fucking Bimlau wants it. Alright, so for the Deniraj, take all of that. Wonderful. Board up, and then take all of that. I assume they won't give us mill access. Actually, they're rivaled, so they will. Wonderful. And then take that, so we can flip over to them instead. Okay, so for them, we will take that province, and they obviously want this one for some fucking reason. Okay, we can take that actually without any further fighting. Hurrah! Alright. In terms of culture conversion, those, and then these two are both Royal Haramari, but I kinda wanna do them anyways. Yeah. Alright, so we will now come here and military access as far as schools. Yeah, army tradition is great. We will join the coalition just so they don't declare on the coalition. Probably gonna have to build 4 armies. This one, 4 conversions, because I fucking hate to hunt prices. Spare no expense. Alright. Too long, the coastal kingdoms of Rahen have defied the Raj. Well, if the old Raj can't take these lands, then we shall. Suka Bliss. Alright. Alright, we can do that, and now upgrade our magical infrastructure. What'd I get with that? National manpower is decent. I kinda like tech though. And this one we can just turn into that, so we're not wasting a cannon, because those are kind of expensive. And we'll get rid of that guy. Okay, we can actually not improve, but increase relations in some of these kind of crap provinces that we don't care about as much. Currently we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Only in the Ascension Peninsula are we the majority race. Everywhere else, our kind is a small minority of the population. The last credible census conducted by Manava before the second Haramraj's decline stated that humans outnumbered Haramari roughly 4 to 1. Such a stark ratio means that the number of Haramari warriors we can field is much lower than what the population of our state might suggest. We've been growing Haramari communities, but more support seems needed if we are to maintain our rate of conquest. Besides, our relatively small numbers are starting to give the humans some ideas. Haramari are likely the youngest sentient race on all Halan, and as such, we haven't had a chance to truly establish ourselves. Still, it is upsetting that we only have the Ascension Peninsula to truly call home. Even the elves who, from what we know, had their homeland destroyed, possessed realms of their own in Bulwar and the far-off land of Canor. Embarrassingly, the Royal Haramari have been content to merely dominate a city or two. The Ascension Peninsula alone is not enough to secure a base of loyal Haramari to draw on, so we've decided to use a new method. The state will introduce tax cuts for any Haramari family with children. The more children, the higher the tax cut. This way, we hope to rapidly increase the Haramari population with guaranteed jobs once worked by local humans. By favoring Haramari over humans at every level of the caste system, the humans shall become embittered by their degrading livelihoods. We shall not capitulate to them. We predict there still is some time before the movement grows strong enough to challenge our state, and by then we should hopefully have enough fighting-age Haramari. We steel our claws as the storm fumes on the horizon. Alright. We will continue to drill our armies. You know, we might actually just go up to 28. And in terms of trade, doing alright. We need more trade ships though. And we would also kind of like to move that there. So then we can transfer trade here. And fix our income. Sort of. Ish. And we probably want to turn this into a level 2 one as quick as possible. We definitely want more manpower, obviously. Military advisor of 3. What do we replace with level 6? Okay, good. Zaka, Inquisitor, Treasury. That one's probably going to be the easiest. So we should now have... Nope, not quite. Trade. We'll build that there for the extra trade power. Alright, and we will protect trade in the Gulf of Rahen. Wonderful. Is there any... Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Which will make them very upset, but I don't care. And then we can do clerkship for the learned without really having to pay much else. Local caste regimentation. And for the middle caste... Yeah, that's fine. We should really probably full core that. That'll increase our income a lot as well. These last two are kind of whatever, so a little bit less worried about those. Yeah, keep converting. I meant to do quality, but quantity probably is actually the better one for us. Very advisor, skill 3. How much would this be? Kind of rather hire this guy. Do the Tearing Claw. Generations of warriors have been training and learning, passing on their knowledge. Finally, this has culminated in the rise of a prodigy. Recently graduated from the Vanrahar Academy, this cadet is a true genius. If anyone is deserving to lead our nation, it is him. Alright, so it's a 5-4-6, who actually is better by virtue of the fact he won't be an embezzler. And then we need more crown land ownership. And then we can do Rule of the Claw. Other Haramari have let themselves slack off, giving the bureaucrats too much power. Those fools don't understand that leadership comes from strength. Claws and blade control a country, not paper and ink. So we get better leaders. Something Crush of Anbennar. Alright. We will get those eventually. Okay, so taking a look at the ledger, army quality, rivals, Vanrahar. Yeah, we need to go back to this advisor. No. Military, yes. Morale-wise, better than the command. Discipline, a little bit less. Siege ability, better. Defensiveness, not as good. Professionalism, much better. Tradition, a little bit worse. But we should have better generals because of our buffs. Actually, yeah, we can all keep drilling. Will probably be a death war, though. Managed to get that before they siege the province, which is wonderful. This doesn't do anything for us, so we can put off taking it for a while. We get 2,000 men per month, which is wonderful. Beat that, which fixes our gov capacity issues. Also, we want to do this. And that, and probably this as well. pull out a Lotus. Yeah, can't get that yet, which is good. Convert that as well. There's gonna be so many Haramari absolutely everywhere. It's gonna be great. Okay, we've hit about 100,000, so we will do this. And as for end existence, that is show superiority. Could call Kabat Toleni and Bimlau in, which would give us honestly not that many. Well, no, it's 80,000 more force limit. Alright, I think we're ready to do an end existence. Kind of force limit. Okay. As for the two provinces we're going to stand on, okay, that's 1 siege, 3 siege, 2 siege, 0 siege. Not reduce inflation for like 20 years. Fuck. We make a lot of our money from trade. I can't afford to give that up. Alright, so name of the game here for me is mostly just to try and avoid attrition, because that tends to be what gets me in trouble. Oh yeah, I can do this. Unrest, siege ability, prestige, against heretics, legitimacy. And then we can come to this and do a few things. Alright, so for enchantment, we want Thought Weave, and then we want Fear and Loathing, and then we want Invisibility. And those rebels, more likely to do a big enchantment spell than anything else. Honestly, if the rebels can siege their capital, then that would be great. The war goal is show superiority. So we are going to need to actually like fight them in the field. I am not feeling too scared about, because at this point we should be better than them. Let me check something. Okay, so we have river crossings from those. Alright. And then that, and then we go right here. Fortunately, we do take some siege attrition. Okay, so We need to send armies in groups of 2 for the sake of safety. Regiment cost. Yeah. Also gives us more manpower, which results in more manpower per month, which is amazing for us. Alright, that does not have a huge amount of, what's it called? Capacity, supply limit. How is that so hard for me to remember? Okay, so this has river crossings fucking everywhere. That's good. Our 7,000 casualties versus their 15,000 is good. Those are the kind of casualties we need to be seeing. Okay. That sucks. And we can build a few more buildings. We have loans, we do not. Okay, government buildings, and then mage towers, I guess. Okay, we need to build one there. What do we need mage towers at? We want one here as well. For culture converting a bunch of provinces, though. Casualty-wise, manpower-wise, they're at 300,000. The command, I think I've probably mentioned this before, but there's a few things about fighting the command that you need to sort of keep in mind whenever you do it, which is that they have a lot more manpower than it looks like they do because of professionalism, and they can just slacken recruitment to get more manpower, basically. And they also have their, I don't know if the AI has access to them. I think they get access to them, but they have the, like, Cantonan armies, or whatever they're called. They're mercenary companies, which are weird because, like, the only downside of Hobgoblin military is that they have bad mercenaries. They have, like, minus tradition and I think discipline. But the way they function is that you have the mercenary companies, which don't cost any tradition, and as the player at least, you get a bunch of fun mechanics to use them to, like, spread your culture and do stuff like that. And I think they also give you... It might be like the Nulkatep legions where you get bonuses if you don't have them recruited, but I'm not sure about that. I've only played the command a little bit. As kind of like... How did I feel like? I don't think I even played the, like, 1500. It's basically the Ottomans from base game, pretty much, is how they function. So it can be a little bit... If you don't like fighting coalitions, you don't like blobbing, it might not kind of be your thing. They also get nerfed by, like... How many disasters? They got 1... 2... like 3, 4 disasters? I think 3. Kind of nerfed them. You have the Sea Revolt, you have The Great Insubordination, which is when all of the commands kind of... When the other three commands, the Tiger Command, which is... right here. Tiger Command, Elephant Command, and then Dragon Command all break off, and you kind of have to fight them in a big death match. Pretty rough. Probably some second army in right there. Alright. I can go here, and then this army can head that way. Still getting a whole ton of war score, which is good. So we could probably just wait for them to take more attrition. How much have they taken so far? Only 18,000. God damn. Professionalism-wise, they're doing okay. Shit. Withdraw. Production efficiency is pretty good. I can take that. At a river crossing? Yes, it is. But they decided to retreat from that, so it doesn't matter. Take the 15 prestige. And culture conversions. That's a lot of primal Harmari. Not our leader. And that. Go up. Alright, not the greatest fight of all time for us. Where's all this fucking war score they have coming from? Of course, our allies. Shit, that's pretty bad. Alright, it's looking better for us. And then we're going to want to take quantity ideas again, because, again, attrition is kind of one of the issues that we are having. Most of the bad losses are from our allies. Oh man, I sure do love sieges. And then slack in recruitment standards. Okay, we're looking Let's actually start running down that way. Go siege that. Alright, so visibility is still on, which is good. This is definitely going to be more of a death war type thing. Attack right there. Should mean less attrition, which is a large portion of our casualties. Professionalism is down to 13%, which is a good start. Now, what can we do that would help us out? Soldiers. This one. And you know, we will also pop our golden era. Alright, so we can do that. Are they gonna run anywhere? How the fuck did they take that shit? Alright, I need to come here, and then... we'll go ahead and take that. Okay. Here, there, there. Need to retreat for just a little bit. They have no manpower in reserve either, which is good for them. Temple complex. Shit. You know, we can do that. Never mind. Yeah. Here, here. Let's do fear and loathing again. So you know what I hate? Hobgoblins. They fighting another war or something? Where the fuck are they going? Probably a good use of diplomatic points. Gotta bombard that fort. Should probably take these. The command is over, everyone go home. Nevermore shall we be troubled with their presence. Thank fucking God. Jesus Christ. Alright, I can take that off now. Well, now we can claim to be the saviors of Rahen. And I think that is a valid way... Bourborn? And I think that will be a pretty good place to end this episode. We conquered most of the rest of the southern Rahen. Rahen coast is mostly under our control, minus some areas on the east bank of the Kariana. And, yeah. Don't worry, we shall come for them eventually. Next, also conquered all this. We still have a little bit of the Deniraj to clean up, and then we will be good there. Conversion check, yep. And then we next will go on to the Deniraj and probably fight the Tiger Command. We can go ahead and declare that war now, actually. And just grab all of that stuff from them. Let me just make sure I have, like, everything on that I wanted. Yeah, we can grab all of these territories. It's gonna be great. We are going to be able to conquer quite a lot very rapidly. And what kind of... still have... Okay, we'll be able to fire that even if we do not. Even if it ends before we kind of get really more into it. But that trisects the Chimera, which is great. It will mean we have to deal with, like, 5, 6, 7 much smaller nations, which is excellent. But I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.